Alright, welcome back. In this video, we will create a script that will pick off files from a specific directory and rename it or move it to another files, but rename it and prefend it some specific strings. Let's say my files and then the actual file name, or a random file, or some movie name and then the actual file name. So that is what we are going to be doing in this video. For picking of random files, as we created a script previously which is responsible for generating random files, so the path that is inside random files, and here we have the temp directory. So here are the files, temporary files that we created using that script, and we can view that in the explorer as well. So these are the files what we want, as we want to prepend these with some the string that we want. So let's say the file name is this, but let's say some name, let's say Tauseed, let's say underscore underscore. So that is what we are going to be doing in this video. So we will prepend all these files with some specific string that we want, and we will move that to another directory. So let's just jump in. So we have created a script.ps1 file. So let's just write and let's just jump into the code. So let's say I will create two variables, one for the source path and another for the destination. So let's say source underscore files is equal to, this will be the path of the files that you saw. So we will pass the absolute path. So that will start from here, and then let's say ls this, and then we have the random file, and then we have the temp file. So if I ls that, as you can see, we have the files right here. So I will copy this to the script, and now we will pass the destination. So let's say dist underscore path is equal to, that will be in the current directory. So let's say renamed files. And the next thing we need to do is check if the destination folder doesn't exist, then go ahead and create that. We have tried this in the previous tutorials as well. So test path and then the destination path. If it doesn't exist, then go ahead and create new item, and the item type is the directory, and passing the dist path. So now once that is done, now we will pick up the files, rename it, and store it in the destination directory. And of course we will have to pass the pattern as well. So let's say append or a prepend or whatever, underscore string, or I think we can call this prepend. By this I mean that we will prepend those files by specific string. So um, let's say my files, or my files underscore underscore, and then the actual file name. So that is in a variable. Now the next thing is we need to loop through all the files. So let's say, or let's create an object of that file. So say files underscore list, and that is equal to gci, and then passing the dish path and the source files. Now we have to loop through that. So for each, not for loop, we will be using for each loop, or so for each, let's say $file and $files list. Here we have to loop through that. So $new file name, and the name will be the actual file name, that is $file underscore $file. But we need to prepend that or add the pretend string. So prepend string plus the file name, and this is a variable. now. And this is the actual file, so we need to pass the name of the file, because we are renaming the file, not the file name actually. So now we need to set the new file path, and that will we will join uh, the directory that we created. So let's pass the dash path flag, and here we will pass the dist path. This is the parent directory, and here you will pass the child path, passing the new file name. And then we will have to use the move item command, passing the file dot full name, which returns the full path and the new file path. So now if I save this, let's print some message. Let's say files renamed or file move to renamed to $dist underscore path. So now I will come here and let's try that. So script that ps1, and here we created a directory, rename files. Yeah, here we have the file. So if I open that in the Explorer, if I can type the name correctly. So now here we have the files. As you can see, my files, and then underscore underscore, and then the actual file name. So that is how you can rename a files or prepend some string to a list of files using a PowerShell script. I will see you in the next section.